First to you, let's talk about the route that they are taking, what they are experiencing, what you have been experiencing along with them from Honduras.
Sure. You know, we're talking about in the last couple of years, this huge spike of immigrants from this part of the world, including unaccompanied minors. But in actuality, the increase out of Central America really started about 5 or 6 years ago. And because of that, there is this well-established route that immigrants from Central America are taking. Now, we're right now in Guatemala, and the Central American countries kind of converge on Guatemala to these bottleneck points where the real journey through, the most dangerous part of it, actually happens through Mexico. Now, most of this kind of mini economy that has sprouted out as a result of this is legal, but there are illegal parts of it, those coyotes or guides or whatever you want to call them that escort unaccompanied minors out of Honduras into Guatemala, for example, or those people that will take immigrants on boats to cross the border into Mexico. So there are illegal parts, but there is this infrastructure that is kind of in place to support it. And one of the things that the State Department is trying to do is send this message for people not to leave, that it's unsafe, that they're going to be deported if they make it to the U.S., but it's hard to turn this thing around. I mean, it is in motion and it's established.
Now, in fact, part of the reason is because they're hearing from the states, from relatives, that these deportation hearings take a while, that the backlog is pretty extreme, and that once they get here, especially from Honduras and Guatemala, where there is this sort of waiver system, that they have special rights to the hearings and that they may not go home for a couple of years.
Right. I mean, really, you know, the State Department talks about getting the message across, but it's not just about a message and telling people down here not to come. People here have to start seeing people deported. If they are hearing that under the age of 18 you get to stay, even if it is a deportation process that lasts a couple of years, they see it as something called a permiso, which is basically like you're allowed in. That's the way it's been interpreted down here. And until those people start getting deported, it's going to be hard to convince people from this part of the world to make that dangerous trek, not to make that dangerous trek.